What's up, everybody? I'm sure you've all seen Boxing Geeks put out a bunch of videos. Well, we're closed, and I haven't seen any from any of the grappling people, so I thought I'd put one out. This is not going to be like a get burned on a home workout cardio strength building video. That's not really ever what we do in jiu-jitsu anyhow. We always work on skill sets and technique, and that's what this is mostly going to be. As far as content, you can get a lot of solo drills all over the internet. John Danaher put out a free thing. Jiu-Jitsu's always got good stuff. I saw Cabrina had something out. Stephen Kesting has a whole bunch of stuff. Jason Scully. So peruse that stuff and find workouts that work for you. I'll do this in like a class structure, so I'll start with warm-up, and then I'm going to go into blue belt testing stuff. We were about to have a blue belt test, so all you blue belt people, you should be practicing all of this stuff and really honing it. I think the point of these videos is not just to be learning jiu-jitsu, because as always, you've always had the option to learn jiu-jitsu from a whole different group of, the world's full of jiu-jitsu places. The point of this is to get some stuff from someone you're familiar with and kind of have a tie to some sense of normalcy right now. I made another video, but I'm sure no one is surprised. It was like 20 minutes of me talking and 10 minutes of jiu-jitsu, and included a cameo by a Blue Oak doll. But it was no good. So I'm just going to cut right into technique, and that's it. So to start, I'm always a big fan of shrimping. So there's no reason you can't be shrimping at home. If you don't have a lot of room, you can just shrimp in place, right? So bridge and turn, bridge and turn. You can just shrimp like that on your own. I'm not going to work you through a workout, but I'd recommend starting with a couple of those. After that, you can always just simply bridge side to side, right? Because most of our bridging in jiu-jitsu is not straight back, but onto a shoulder. Plant and push. Plant and push. Then, of course, I love switching hips, so bridge and come up and back. That's our old standby. Bridge and come up and then go back. So now we'll work another movement and then work those two things together. So just in place, you can sit out. Remember, one leg coming through and sit out. The complement to that exercise is going to be to back step, so now I'm not sitting through, I'm back stepping over. So you can tie those things together, right? So I can bridge over, swim through, sit out. Bridge over, switch through, hit my sit out. This is a good time for you to practice some warm-ups that you might not be comfortable doing around the gym. So I'll start with one. I never really wanted to have an inverting game. I still don't, but I've done these drills and it's helped me, because you end up in these positions all throughout jiu-jitsu. I'm going to push off my inside leg because I'm going this way and pivot. Roll over my shoulder. Come back through. Push off my inside leg. Roll over my shoulder. Come back through. If you have a little bit of space and a wall, you can go up and down the wall. Like I said, the point of this video isn't for you to get smoked. It's you to keep working on skill sets so that when you come back, you've got stuff, okay? Along those lines, I always like simply triangling trying to get a twist, and hitting my triangles, right? This leg is cutting me over. Well, I don't know if I should do this, but KJ's really good at this, I'm not. But just a bump up, bump up, bump up. It's good to get your hands in. So, that's about the extent of the warm-ups. Try that stuff at home. I really recommend that wall one. Whenever we do it in class, people end up spending a lot of time fumbling and never get to actually appreciate going up and down a wall. So if you have a wall at your house, try that, man. When you come back to the gym, you can just start at one end and go all the way down the mountain, all right? So now let's move on to blue belt test stuff. I'm gonna cover 3 portions today. We'll do mount escapes, headlock escapes, and side control. So, you don't need a person. If you want, you can make some kind of grappling dummy, but you are going to be doing so many solo exercises that you'll see in all of these compilation videos just by practicing these techniques, okay? So, I know normally what we do is we just knee elbow escape to one side. We're going to frame, bottom hand supports. So be going across the hips. I like to practice this by going shoulder to shoulder. So I push somebody this way, now I switch my frame and go to the other shoulder, okay? So we'll go with the leg catch, over, pull the leg through, switch to my other side, frame, butt out, leg out, back to guard, okay? Seeing it from the other side. So I'm going to push shoulder to shoulder, catch, and I'm back, all right? I mean, the point is for you to follow along with me here. It's to give you some stuff to do for the blue belt testing. If you're gonna be testing, like I said, you should just be honing in. If you haven't tested, this is a good introduction to this stuff. And if you're a blue belt or beyond, basically, you've reached the extent of my jiu-jitsu knowledge anyhow, so you got nothing to learn from me probably. Next is going to be, okay, so with that, don't just, so push, push, shrimp, and now lift, and go to the other side, and then just cheat it. Push, cheat it, I've already counted through, and I come through, and I recover. So the next is going to be the upa. I always envision a person on top of me. One of the key things that everyone forgets here is I grab my head to trap the arm here, but my elbow is not out like this. I'm tight, okay? I've killed one post. Now I want to kill the other post. I step outside of the foot. I can push on the hip, or if I need help, I can attack my shoulder against the back of their shoulder. Push and drive. And now I'm going to push off my right side and drive over. And just like all of our drilling, we need to come back up to a good posture. So, going the other way. There around my head. I catch my own head, pinch, trap their foot. Now I'm going to go push, twist, turn, push, and follow up to posture. So that's our upa. I would do several of those. Don't forget the small details when you're doing this stuff. I'm not just grabbing my head, I'm pinching, okay? I'm not just bridging, I'm trapping their foot, all right? I'm not just flopping over, I'm bridging, extending, or pushing, and then driving off my other leg and coming up. All right, so the last one from the blue belt test is punching. Okay, so through most of jiu-jitsu, what we end up doing is we want to turn, bridge with angles, right? If you bridge just over somebody, they can stop your bridge, right? Usually by posting their hands, okay? What I mean is the person is on top and you bridge them to an angle with the post, they turn. If you bridge them forward, they do that. We rely on that when they're punching us, okay? We want them to occupy their hands with something other than our face. So I can't block can't catch, definitely do not want to punch back. I'm at a serious disadvantage here. So what I do is I bridge, and I will usually bump up my knee. Okay, if you see Manny before class, he does these to warm up his knee. You're going to use it here. Bump and push. Now they've planted their hands out. I'm going to catch one hand, pull it to my body. Trap the foot. Now I'm going to hit my diagonal bridge. Bridge over. Come up. All right. So, of course, if you're getting punched, cover your face and then bump. Catch. I'm going to be reaching up to the hand. I'm outside of the hand. Catch. Trap. Bridge. Up to posture. So those are, I believe, all of them. You've got the knee elbow, which includes the foot drag, foot lift, knee elbow cheat. You've got your upa, catching, and then you've got your dealing with strikes, okay? The dealing with strikes, you don't just bump them, okay? You gotta pull that hand in you. You gotta 2-on-1 it. You're not gonna be strong enough with one hand. So practice this, all right? I gable grip. Notice thumbs on the outside, gable grip. Pull, tight elbows, okay? I'm not just like this, all right? People will just pull out. I'm catching and I'm tight, all right? So, next escapes are going to be from the front headlock position. If you're not familiar with this, that's fine because the motions that we're doing are still going to serve you pretty well. So, as Jerome says, in the headlock position when I'm trapped, especially with my arm, if I can get my elbow to the ground, I can get my head to the ground. And if I can get my head to the ground, I can almost always come up and escape. But before I can do any of that, I need a frame. Same way we frame down here, I'm going to frame across the person's face, support, and push. Okay? So same thing, I want to diagonally bridge. My whole point is to elicit a response. Push into them, when they push back, I roll. Push, when they push back, I'm going to reach around and catch the shoulder. You can just do this for now. And then I'm going to roll them. But what I like to practice is when I roll them, I walk my feet out and I come up. Okay? So this is a good practice for you. It's a good solo drill. You can do it if you just have a little bit of space. Frame, push. If you want, you can catch and roll. Or work on that Jedi mind trick foot walking. Okay? Frame, push. They feel them pushing back into me. I catch, walk, I'm angling, and I'm coming out. So from here, I'm still in a headlock. So how do I get out of the headlock? A person would be around my head here. They're strong, you know, they're jerks. So what am I going to do? I'm going to frame the face, hand down, right up against their body is where it would be. Now I'm stepping over the body, replacing my foot where my hand was, supporting my frame, and extending my body up. Visualize a person underneath you. If you're not familiar with the headlock, that's fine. Do what I'm doing, okay? Mimic my motions, and when it's time to drill this on a real person, it'll make a lot more sense. So, frame, push, catch, walk, up. And now I'm around them. And I'm up. All right? So there's your first front headlock escape. Now, they don't push back. I catch them with my leg, elbow to the ground, head to the ground, come up. Either back door or finish with the shoulder submission. So, frame, always the first thing. Always the first thing, okay? Find that frame in most bottom positions. Push. They don't push back, that's fine. I catch over their leg. Now I'm going to grab the body, come up, my elbow's in, I'm tucked, my head's to the ground here, and I come up. All right, that's a little idealistic as far as me pulling my head out, but without a live opponent, it's kind of hard. Of course, we can catch the hand here and submit. But for you drilling at home, it's simply enough to just pull through. Notice this is very similar to one of the warm-ups that we did. Frame, push, they don't push back, catch their foot, pull it in, and I'm up to my head. All right, so now I can pop out, and I'm ready to wrestle. So what's the next one? Oh, I suck at this one. I'm no good. But it's very similar to our Jedi mind trick. I'm not sure if I can do this well without a resisting opponent. So we'll see. I think so. I'm gonna frame and push. I push. When I go, he walks away from me, okay? He now doesn't want me to catch his leg. So when we're walking like this, I will scoot my butt out and turn back over this way. Same escape now. I've got my hand over the face, plant against the body, replace my hand with my foot, and come up, okay? So watch, I'm walking my feet through so I can switch my hips and come up. Whenever I teach this in class, people have a hard time. Watch when my butt scoots out. I'll comment on it when it happens. It allows you to make the space you need to turn your hips over. I frame, I bridge, I go, I can't get them, butt out. Now I walk through and switch over. What I'm doing is I'm taking a person who's like this, on top of me, they walk around like this, I scoot my butt out, and then they go like this. And I'm like this, and then I smash their face with my forearm because I'm a nice guy. So, again, like this, bridge. I try to catch, now they're walking away, butt out, walk back through, straighten. Remember, I'm not straightening with my head, okay? I'm not that strong. I'm forcing their body, their face into the ground while I lift my back up until I clear. All right, now the last one. This is gonna look funny without a person, but whatever. This is the one that people who don't know how to get out of headlocks try every time right off the bat, but you need to be in the right position for it. If I'm in a headlock, if I'm super flexible, like Ben, I'll just throw up a triangle from here, bang, and hit it, okay? I'm a fat old man and I can't do that. What I want to do is push the face back, okay? Try to catch the leg. They come through. I can't quite make the space. I can't get my butt out to go. And now I get my leg over the face, leg scissor, and escape. Not sure how well you can practice that one without a person, but it's at least good to be aware of it. So last thing we'll do today, so run through all of those. If you're blue belt testing, you should be writing down those steps. You should be running through all of that on your own, okay? Don't forget the small details. All right, first thing in side control is always going to be my framing, right? However I'm framing. I'm framing like this, I'm framing like this. If I'm framing like this and I'm pulling the face away and pulling the shoulder away, if I'm framing in here, whatever. For most of the blue belt test stuff, we're going to frame across the face with the forearm and across the hip here. Okay, I want an angle. If I'm just like this, I get smashed. This is my frame, okay? I always think about it like I'm a forklift, right? This is my frame. I'm forklifting, okay? But I'm not forklifting like this. I'm out here, okay? See? I made sound effects. I hope Jerome likes that. So, sometimes you can't even get the frame. So if somebody's around you and you're like this, you may have a grip here, you may have a belt, you may have a lat, whatever. We're just going to push in and do a very similar thing to the first headlock escape that we did. I'll push in. If he pushes back, I will roll him over. Okay. Or I will walk my feet out with the Jedi mind trick style. Push in as he goes to push out. I walk, 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 turn, and I'm over, okay? That seems like it's really slow and unrealistic, but when you do it live, the Jedi mind trick part, once their hips are over your hips, you can just roll them. Just rolling somebody over you is very unrealistic. That's not a plausible escape from most situations, but, you know, in your life, as you practice this, you're going to fight all different kinds of people, so sometimes you're just going to roll a person over. What I would like to do is get to my frame. So this one's always the first one that's usually able to get in. Often, if you're just like this and somebody's just smashing the crap out of you, you can put your butt back and get your frame in and make a little bit of space, okay? Then I can either like bump and come in or push, drag back to my frame, okay? Now I have a frame that I can work with, all right? So I'm gonna bridge in, butt out, knee between us, okay? Now I'm ready to get my foot in for the butterfly. Pivot out. Make those 2 scoots, okay? You don't have a live opponent, so you can't cheat it, right? You can't just go make those 2 scoots and get your foot out, all right? So, get my frame, get my other frame, bridge in, knee between us. Butterfly hook in, plant my foot. You don't always have to if you have a person, because you can wedge off of them, but here I'm just going to plant my foot. So when I'm doing this live, there's an arm here usually. I will catch it, walk out, get my leg in, come back, get my other leg in. That's just getting a knee in, all right? That's the blue belt test version of doing that. When I usually do this, what I do is I get my frame, knee in, and then this knee up here, and I'll escape like this. You can practice that, that's fine. For the blue belt test, often we come in here with the butterfly. The next blue belt test one is the, bridge and roll away to the knees. This works better no-gi than it does in gi. Either way, there's some risk of back attacking, but I don't know, going to turtles is my go-to, and then often I get my back taken and choked out, but you know, whatever. So I'm gonna push in, and then as I have this space, I'm gonna switch through, okay? And now I'm turtle, I wanna be tight, ready for all the chokes that are about to come, ready to defend the back if I have to, but I'm not in side control anymore. Again, this is utilizing that hip switching motion that we were doing earlier, okay? There's a lot of different ways to hip switch. You can just scissor, you can bridge and switch. Find the one that works for what you're doing. So, I'm going to bridge into the person. I've got a little bit of room, and I'm gonna come to turtle. When I come to turtle, if you want to practice something that'll help you stop back attacks sometimes, use this. It's going to be your bottom side hand to push behind you, okay? As that knee tries to come in, you'll stop it. So you'll push here. As I come back, this hand, it's going to stop. I can come up. Now there's dangers with that too. Maybe I'll end up crucifixed or something. But, you know, there's always danger. We're trying to get out of a bad situation here. We're trying to prevent it from escalating. The last one is one I use very often. Pursue the underhook. You know, we try and drill it into you guys. Underhook, 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 okay? So, I'm going to bridge in, pivot, okay? We always emphasize this when we're going over this. If I bridge and then I just try to put my hand in, it's going to end up smashed against my body. I'm going to get trapped. Maybe I'll get gift wrapped. I need to use the space that this elbow gives me and swim through for my underhook, okay? Also, shallow underhooks, no good. So when I come through, I'm underhooking here, okay? Now I want to come up to my knees and either come out the back door, similar to what we did on the headlock escape, or, you know, knee tap through, hook the leg, roll over, whatever. But getting out with the underhook to the knees in the dog fight, I think that's good enough for drilling at home on your own. So, get my frame. Now I'm framed, okay? Bridge, pivot, come up. If you notice, a lot of the motions for a whole bunch of these escapes are very similar to one another, and it's because the same body movements will benefit you in a whole bunch of different positions. So as far as, I think that's the gist of it. Oh, well, there's the armbar stuff out of the side control escape. That's hard to drill at home. This is a staple of Kevin Jones Jiu-Jitsu. Whenever anybody catches me with it anywhere else, I'm like, no, that's my thing. But when you bridge, get your knee in, get this, and I'm coming through and I'm hooked here. I hook, knee on top of the shoulder, and hit this. I do the Adrian. Jerome does the scooping the ice cream. I think KJ just mentally uses telepathy to break my elbow. But that's hard to practice. That and the other armbar where you come through here and then pop up, those are hard to practice on your own, okay? So that's really it. That's all I got. Those are 3 sections of blue belt testing stuff that if you haven't tested for blue belt, you should be practicing that stuff. You can still be doing it right now. If you have any questions, of course, you're always welcome to send me a message and I'll go over it with you. I'll make another video sometime, maybe later this week, going over more blue belt testing stuff. It seems silly, right? But you can practice all the collar chokes on your own, right? Open the collar, insert the hand deep with an angle, right? Reach over, roll your wrists, come through. You don't have to have a person with you. You can just do this stuff. So I hope everybody's doing well, and that's it. Thank you, everybody.